how to make a clipping mask. So a lot of people either don't know how to do it or can't remember. So we're going to go ahead and do a basic tutorial on how to make clipping mask on Adobe Illustrator using CS6. Okay, so clipping cat mask is what I call cookie cutter. So basically your artwork is your cookie dough, and you're going to make a cookie cutter with Illustrator. That's your vector, and that's what's going to be used to clip out, kind of like a cookie cutter cutting through dough. But it's that same concept. You have to have certain things like the cookie cutter has to be on top of the cookie dough, and the cookie cutter can't be broken or missing a part because then you won't get the shape out of the dough. So it's the same concept. So first thing off, you want to get your artwork. Again, do not, first of all, go to a website you trust. Don't just Google, which is what most of you do, Google and just go to any random site. Some of these images are corrupted. There's viruses. It can cause a problem. Go to sites that you actually do trust. So when I say, where'd you get that? Google. Well, no, but Google Images spits out images from a website. So where did you go? Pay attention to where these websites are. If it seems kind of a shady website, don't use that image. Once you have the images that you want, go ahead and save it onto your flash drive or disk or desktop or whatever. And go ahead and go under File and place the image on your artboard. Do not just copy and paste. That makes your file unnecessarily large and can cause problems later, potentially. So I'm going to go under File, Place, okay? And I'm going to go to where my file is, which is in my SkyDrive in this example. And this is the image that I want, so I'm going to click on Place. And I'll actually place it on to my artboard. Okay, so this is the artwork I want. So this would be like my cookie dough. Okay. Now I'm going to get the cookie cutter. So that would be vector image. That means it has to be drafted on Illustrator. So I'm going to use a shape. And I guess I'm going to use the, let's say, the rounded rectangle tool. Okay, so I'm going to draft a rounded rectangle. It has to be smaller than my actual artwork. Can't be bigger. Also, I don't want any fill on it, and I want a black outline, so I'm just going to swap. See that little swap, that little double-ended arrow? We'll swap it, and it'll give me black stroke, no fill. Okay, and you have to make sure that the cookie cutter is on top of the dough. So this can't be on top of this. It's not going to work. This has to be on top of my artwork. Okay, I am going to zoom in so I can see better. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and align it so it shows what I want. So let's say I want to get this major flower with a little bit of that lace, and I want to get some of that butterfly, or most of that butterfly. Maybe a little higher. So do gauge, pay attention to the boundaries. Okay, I like it. It's good to go, and I can still see the boundaries of the clipping mask of my cookie cutter. Now I'm going to select both the artwork and the shape. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a big box with my black arrow, my selection tool, and both will be highlighted. Both have to be highlighted or it will not work. And then the fastest way is right click, make clipping mask, and it'll make a clipping mask. I'm going to undo. You can also go under Object and go ahead and scroll down to clipping mask and make same thing. But right clicking is just easier, faster. But if you can't remember that and you remember going on onto objects, and some people are more Windows oriented, you can. One thing to always remember, once you do a clipping mask, it will take away the stroke color. It automatically removes it. So you have to go back and give it a stroke color. So in this case, I want it black. I need to go back and add a stroke color. Okay? And that's how you do cookie cutter method of clipping mask. Always remember, you have to have your artwork. You have to have your vector shape. It has to be done on Illustrator or it will not work. And you have to place your shape on top of your artwork, and you have to select both. Now, if you select both and it still doesn't work, you may right click, make clipping mask, and it turns white. It just means that you have points or you have something else. Okay, and that is how you make clipping mask.